welcome to looking at how to create a virtual classroom a bit like this one. I'm going to actually recreate this one for you, and I will also utilize within this a resource that I posted on Teachers Pay Teachers so that you can see how this might help you assemble things a lot more quickly. So we'll just have a quick look at that resource first of all. So if I go to using Command Tab, which is a Control Tab on a Windows machine, Command Tab on a Mac, and I've gone to Microsoft PowerPoint. So this resource is downloadable as a Microsoft PowerPoint, and you get it looking exactly like this with a range of links to online resources to get good images and so on. But the helpful bit is that I've taken a number of images and put backgrounds and a floor on them. And some of these are ones available from places like Pixabay and Neepix, but others have been created specifically for you. So here we have a range of different various floors. What you can do if you wish is take a background. So here's a background, and they've been separated from the floor area, and put your own background in there as you wish. But straight away you can see there's quite a number here that are available. Some are just solid backgrounds like this one here, but again, if you wished, you could just go two-finger click and click on crop, and then bring down the image to, or crop the image to just above the area here, and then you could add your own back. So for instance, I'll just undo that one and press Command D or Control D to create a new one. I'm just going to crop. You could do this as well with your own one, and bring it back down to here, and say I wanted to add this background here on the back of it. Command C or Control C on a Windows machine, click here and Command V. Now I just need to send that to the back, so a two-finger click on here and I can choose send to back and click, and so now we've created a new one. I would tend to try and make sure I've cropped them to the right size, so I'll just two-finger click and crop and make sure that that fits nicely on the page. It should snap into position. You can see a red line appearing in Microsoft PowerPoint that shows you that that's working. You could do something like this in Keynote as well. If I wanted to make the floor less depth, I'd then also crop this image and move that up slightly, say to maybe there. Click away, and then bring that down to the bottom. So now I've got more wall and less floor. So that's a way to do it. You can see the difference now between these two. This file has a range of other things. Just I've taken images that there's nothing particularly special about them other than that they are all Creative Commons free, mostly from places like Pixabay or Neepix, and they've been cropped. I'll talk about that later when I try and add an image into the classroom, but you have a range of different things, different objects that you can utilize, as you can see, right down to plants. And if I just move myself to the side and click on the last one down there, and animals, also with some shaped video prompts. Okay, so I'm going Command Tab. By the way, Command Tab, as I said before, brings up what's called the application finder or the application switcher, and it allows you to very quickly and easily jump between two things. And I'll be using this quite a bit throughout, just to show you how quickly, once you learn how to use these quick keys, it is useful for you to be able to jump between applications quickly. So back at here. So here we have a blank background. We're ready to go with the background that's on this one, and we're just going to quickly assemble this scene. I'm not going to show you everything about it, but I'll certainly show you the majority of how to put it together. Here we go. So I'm just going to quickly find that background. It's one of the ones that's included in this file. So here we are. and clicking on it, Command C, Control C on a Windows machine, Command Tab, and paste, Command V. Just resize it to make sure it fits. You'll notice in my slideshow that I've got a size that I feel fits better for a screen. So the ratio size here. The ratio size comes to you when you're looking at File and Page Setup down here. You can see I've set it for widescreen. There's a variety of different ones. A lot of people probably have it set to standard. Rightio. So here's our blank screen. We'll quickly pop in some other new things. Now, one of the quick ways, I'll just turn this off here just to show you how to find it right from the start. If you are not using my PowerPoint file, then the best way for you to do things or to find objects is to click on Explore. And once you're there, you would then think about clicking up here and just type in what you want. So say it was a sign that's transparent and is an image, and click on the images section here. You can see there's a variety of different signs here that you can utilize within your particular project. So some of these you will notice are also in the PowerPoint and so on. If you want to then put that in, so say you wanted to choose this sign here, open it up like that, you can see it's here, and you just click on Insert, and you're ready to resize it to the size that you want. Okay. Now you will find that a number of these signs or a number of these objects come in and the crop around the edge is not as fine as that, and so you have to end up pressing Command Spacebar and cropping the image properly so that it gets to the size that you wish, so it's easier to move it around. You also notice that when you put these in, they come in with a link that's a crediting link to the particular website, and so you can remove the link as these don't need to have acknowledgement. You can click on remove link and there it is gone. I was going to press delete and go back and find the particular sign that I used in the other one. So whipping down to the signs area, here we are, and here's the first sign. These have been cropped quite nicely around them so that you can just grab them and go Command C, Command Tab, Command V. So we've got our first one here. These were hanging up over here. Just going to quickly resize it. And Command D or Control D, duplicate. And there's the second one. And we'll just pop that down a little bit further, maybe up a fraction. And I'm just going to send it to the back by pressing the Command key, Control key, and the down arrow. See, it's just gone behind that one. And now I'm going to go Command D again, drag that down, and Command arrow, down arrow key. And I'm just going to use the arrow keys just to adjust the distance there just a little bit. There we go. So there's 3 ready to put in a play sign for videos to play, or it might be books to read, whatever it might. But it gives you just a nice way to see a number of them hanging right there ready to go. From there, then I would put the images or the text in there that I want and make links. I'll show you how to do that shortly. Right, for bean bags on here, and you can see there's a range of them, including one that I've got in my file. But again, it can be a little bit painful to search all the way through and try and find ones that work quite nicely. I'm just shooting back and grabbing from here this bean bag here, and we'll throw that Command V on the page and resize. Alright, that was down the front there somewhere. We'll pop it there. Let's get our whiteboard. Again, I could do a search and insert it and crop it. So just go through that one more time. This will be the last time I do that. Otherwise, I'm just going to hop around my resource that I've got for you. So here you can see a range of whiteboards. If I want sort of ones with a transparent background, I'd write in transparent, and immediately this changes to a range of other ones. Okay, and so that can be a quicker way to find. But as you can see, even though you type in transparent whiteboards, doesn't really necessarily give you ones that are exactly what you might be particularly after. I'm just going to turn that off and go back to my resource and the whiteboards area, and I'm going to click on this one, copy, back, paste. Alright, we'll resize that to fit on the back wall. Why don't we make it big enough to almost cover that back wall pretty much. Just use the arrow key to go down a fraction. There we go. Done. So next up, let's do the table at the beginning. Command tab. We want coffee tables. So there's a range of different things, including coffee tables. This was the one we used in that particular case. Command C, Command V, resize. Let's put it just in front of that one. Don't forget, if I press the Command down arrow key, this object will go back layers like that, which doesn't look quite right. So I'll press Command up arrow and it'll come forward a layer and be in front there, ready for us to utilize or to place somewhere. In this case, in the original, I had this over here. Notice that this sort of dimensions fits the room. These sorts of rooms are quite hard to reshape when you don't have a flat background. Reshape things for the wall, but I will be showing you how to reshape shortly. So next up, we want our computer. Command tab, laptop, and that's going to sit on the device, on the coffee table I should say. So here we are, Command C, Command tab, and paste. Get it down to a good size and move it over onto the coffee table. Done. We'll get the YouTube player to go inside that. I could obviously just go back to my previous one and copy it off that, but I'll just utilize this PowerPoint resource again. It's on the last page, so we're just clicking on that down there and going to it, and Command C, back, Command V. So you can see how easy it is to swap between applications using this. The application switcher on both Windows or Mac makes for a much more efficient way of doing things. Okay, if I tootied around with that, I couldn't make it just the right size. It's going to annoy me if I don't do it right. Still can't quite get it right. I turned off the snap to guides, it might be a wee bit better. That's the method by which just might rotate that a fraction. That'll do, that's close enough. Rightio, as you can see, I fiddled with that for ages. Anyway, let's get an animal on there. In the animals, I had the wee dog. Command tab, back to my room, paste, drag, pop Snowy on there. Lampshade, and so on. What I'll do now is just show you putting on Bitmoji and putting on shapes that are arranged to a wall much more neatly. So this will, first of all, we'll have a wee look on Bitmojis. Up here you can see I've got the Bitmoji app, so signed up for Bitmoji on my cell phone and utilize that, and I can just click here and search or look through the Bitmojis that load up, search or find one that does the best. So here's with the word floor. If I wanted one about me sleeping, I could use that one. I often maintain, as you can see here in this presentation, a range of Bitmojis ready to go, and then I can just dump them in the next one. By the way, while I'm talking about this is what I call my work or my creation classroom presentation. And over here you can see I've got a today planner. So the today planner is where I'd put the one that I have finished creating, copy and paste it into here, and then wherever I've got the link to this particular one, it just gets the new form straight away. That way I'm not having to muck around with posting it or putting it somewhere else. If kids follow an old link to the timetable, it's always going to see the newest timetable. So I think that's a slightly better way to handle it. Up to you. But also that means I can then just reassemble things from previous incarnations. Okay. Now I could go back and forth and show you how to assemble the whole of this particular room, but I'll just show you a couple more, putting on a title like that, assembling something like this and making shapes like that fit the angle of the perspective of the wall. So we will pop over here and we'll do these. We'll go back to the Bitmoji first. So Bitmoji app is added by whipping into window and extensions. And if you don't have the extension up here, you can just actually do a search for it and just type in, quickest way, Bitmoji extension Chrome, and that'll take you straight to it right there. And then just add it to the extension and it's right, ready to go. Okay, so going back to our room, here we are. We'll get ourselves a sign on the wall and we'll customize it to suit. So if I whip back to here and to the particular signs that I've got, you can see I've got a red sign here. It's not the shape of it that it was on the wall, so I'm just copying that, Command C, and back to my browser. And we're going to utilize pixlr.com, pixlr.com. It's free. It has an pricing plan available as well, but you can do most of what you want. You can see previous ones that I've utilized within this, and you can do a couple of things in this. I'll just show you first of all. So I want to create a new one. Here are the various sizes. It's only going to be a small image, so I'll just utilize this one here and create, and I'll paste. So I've got it here now, and basically I just want to form it on the shape of the wall. Now to help me do that, just a quick tip, I'm going back to the classroom. So this is the area that I'm wanting to create it in. On a Mac, I'm holding Command Control Shift 4. I can't remember what it is for a Windows machine, sorry, but I'm just snapshotting this area of the wall. So that just copies it straight to the memory of the computer. Command tab, back to the photo editor and pasting on top. And I'm just going to bring this down, make it a wee bit smaller so I can utilize it. It's fitting nicely there. And over here, I'm just going to layer the original image over the top. Now, as you can see, from a perspective drawing point of view, this does not quite fit on the wall, so I'm going straight to we'll make it a wee bit smaller first just to help us utilize it, and going straight to edit and free distort. Now what I could learn is the quick key, Control K on Windows machine, Command K, so I'll just press escape and learn that one, Command K, and I'm in the forming tool. So now I'm just trying to make sure that, first of all, it would be hanging straight on the wall on both sides. And you can see now that the top is following that line, but the bottom isn't following the line going off into the distance. So it's starting to look flatter now. I'll need to drag that side down a wee bit, and now this one's come out of So I just keep fiddling around till it looks about right on the wall. Now it's not going to look perfect. It'll look better, but not perfect. You know, the up the top here doesn't look as good. But overall, that's starting to look a little bit better, except for the bottom now is out. So I'm just going to drag that down a fraction. And I'll just pull that one back into the vertical so it sits flatter on the wall. That's looking a whole heap better. So when I'm finished, I just need to click away and say yes, apply the distort. And I can click on the background here and delete that now, don't need it anymore. Press the home key and there it is there, ready to start. So copy the image and whoops, back to our virtual classroom. Now you notice when I paste it, because the image size was actually bigger than the actual image itself, I'm going to have to crop that, otherwise I'll constantly be clicking on areas around this and getting this selected. So 2-finger click or a right click and crop image, and just move quickly from the bottom corner to there, from the bottom corner to there. Whoops, moved it round, Command Z, undo. Bottom corner, got it that time. And just bring down the top fraction. So that fits much better on the wall. And now Command D or Control D on a Windows machine, Command D on a Mac gives me a smaller one, and I can make that much smaller now and pop that on the wall too. So there we are, we've got a couple of those hanging on the wall. Not looking too bad. Alright, a chain hanging, so Command Tab, find the chain area, here it is here. So copy, paste, got two, so I pasted too quickly, delete that one. Alright, we'll make that smaller and we'll put a sign on it so we can call it Monday. So that's pretty much close to all I'll explain. I'll just go through this now, and I think we've got the basics of that, except for one thing that I'll show you, which is how to delete images with a background. So you can get rid of the background so that you can cut things out or have things cut out quite nicely, like I've done to all the images on all of these pages. All the backgrounds are transparent, except for in a few cases, like the bottom of this is obviously not transparent, but that gives you a nice shadow within the room. Going back, so this is merely if I do a 2-finger click and ungroup it. Now the reason why it's grouped is because whenever I move the sign around, I want the text box to go with it. So now you can see clearly that there's a little text box there. I just wrote the text, rotated it using this to give you the text on the slant, and then I can insert another image in there. If you're wanting, when you want to turn this into a link, you want everything to turn into a link, then you have to not have something grouped. You can't group something when it's got 3 pieces linked. So in most cases I just have something that nicely fits within there, and the kids will click on this area on the object that I placed over the top. So it might be something like that. So this is grouped, for instance. I will oh no, it's not grouped because yes it is, I grouped it afterwards. So 2-finger click, ungroup. So you can see that if I press Command K or Control K on a Windows machine, that can have the link pasted into it. If I group the object and I go Command K, nothing happens. Okay, so you can only have a single object becomes. That's why these are the boards plus that over the top. So now I can go Command K and just paste a link in there to go off to a particular video that I want it to do. Now the reason why I've got all of these, that means you've got plenty of places for you to go off, make links to videos. You can even put a screenshot of a video in there, and you can even play with its perspective, or as in the case of this particular program, it as if you remember from before, you can go to edit and you can go to free distort. I have to click on an object before you're allowed to free distort it, obviously. And so you can get a sense of perspective going. Okay, let's just have a wee look at putting a quick table in. So that's just a case of going insert, table, and choosing the width and the depth of the table that you want, and then resizing it to fit, and making sure your text size, is of a size that's going to be readable on the screen when it's in full screen mode, but also readable, but also fitting within this area, and it covers what you want. And you can just write in what you want. Jumping back to this one, obviously these could be links too. You could highlight text and go Command K, put a link in here. So let's make a link to that, the Remote Daily Learning Planner, and watch the 3 videos. So this could be click on the story, so that could be the link down there on the laptop, but I could also make it click to the story. So let's get that story ready to go. And it's about how the kiwi lost its wings. And back we go to the virtual classroom. Command K, V, apply, click. I have to ungroup that if I want it to work. Command K, paste, apply. So that's now, so when you hover over that, you see the link. When you hover over here, you see the same link as well. Okay, let's just have a quick look at getting rid of backgrounds to make things transparent. At this point, really your classroom is up to your own creativity. Nice to have a bit of greenery in there. Again, these are all available on the PowerPoint slideshow. So there's a range of plants available to you. I'll just move myself up. You can see them all there. And obviously you can search for other ones on the web as well. So say this was on the theme of New Zealand flightless birds, and I want to put in this picture of the Kia, or the story of the Kia. I'm just going to go Command Control Shift 4 and snapshot. So I've got a nice square shape here, and back to here and pasting. I can make that smaller now. I'm just going to pop it up here as a place to put it. See how much we can get in there. Using the arrow key to move it around the fraction. Make it a fraction smaller. Click on that, back to the movie. Command C. So I've clicked up on the URL there and press Command C. Back to the class, Command K or Control K, and paste. Apply. So that is now the YouTube movie there. I can make reference to that on other resources. So here's a worksheet. I'll put that on the worksheet area. Again, I'm just going to do a quick snapshot of that, and back to my classroom. Going to put it in here. Probably not worth trying to actually form this in a perspective because it's close enough to the front. So I'm just going to spin it and chop a wee bit more off the sides. So I'll just crop it now so it doesn't get any smaller. And there it is, ready to go. So I can go back to the worksheet copy the link, back to here, Command K, paste, apply. Okay, last thing to do is look at items. I'm just pressing Command W on a Mac, which pops down a window. So before I went and searched for a file. Now usually the way I might do this is copy it, and I'm pressing Command Spacebar on a Mac. Again, this is a search tool. You can click on search on a Windows machine. I'm loading up a program called Pages, which is really great for this sort of thing. By the way, whenever I'm working with images and so on, I'll go to File and I'll go to Convert to Page Layout. So that's this one here. And this form of working means you're not working so much with words but more with design. Great for design stuff. And then I can just paste on the page. Now the reason for doing that is to go and change the background on the page. So I'm going to the paint up here and I'm just going to do a quick colour fill on the background. This just enables me to see very clearly that I've got a white background on here. And the tool to use for that is the Alpha tool, which makes parts of an image transparent. If you haven't got that tool up there, you can do a two-finger click on your toolbar here and customize your toolbar on a Mac. And you can throw a range of tools up here. Two that would be useful. I'm not going to show you how to use mask, but that's really useful too. But Instant Alpha, and you just drag it up and drop it where you want it to appear on the toolbar and say done. So once you've clicked on the image, you can then click on the Alpha tool and you just click and drag and watch as it eats the white. And make sure you don't go too far, otherwise you're eating the kiwi. So enough is just right, and then in between the leaves. So that's a way to do it with Pages. I'm going to show you the same thing now using the Pixlr app that we were using before. So I'll just copy that kiwi again and into Pixlr Editor. I don't need this image, I'll just delete that and paste. So there's our kiwi, and to get rid of the white background in this guy, we go over to the Magic Paintbrush. It's a bit like using Preview on a Mac as well. And I click and I drag and I press delete. And you can see that it's done a reasonably good job. And delete. So there we go. Press home. There's my kiwi sitting down there. Whoops, I can see that we missed this area over here. So at that point I could just say, I'll just mask that. So let's copy that image. So that was a right click and copy, and back to our classroom. And let's put our kiwi. Now you can, if I put them over the white area, you'll see that line just there. So if I do a two-finger click and go crop, and this is a problem sometimes you get as you bring in images, you end up with these very big boxes around them, and you go to click on something, you end up clicking on something else. One object, you click on another one. So that's much more refined around him now. Where would he be put? Let's put him on the table, on the floor. Let's do a two-finger click, and we're going to go to rotate and flip him horizontally, and bring him forward a wee bit. And now I'm just going to use the command and the down arrow key to put him in behind the bed. So I'm just pressing that. You can see he's moving back layer by layer on the thing until he's just poking his head out there. So there could be an instruction in one of the worksheets to click on the kiwi in the classroom, and that's going to pop up a certain item. Okay, that's pretty much it. So today what we've covered is how to create a classroom using the PowerPoint resource that I've talked about. There will be a link to the PowerPoint resource down below to help you out. And how to put on text and rotate it. These are just text boxes that have been rotated. Haven't done anything too fancy with the perspective of those. And yeah, with something like this, you can just hang a number of things and put in a number of things and layer as you need to. Not every object is on here correctly, as I can see. You can see now that that needs to go back a layer behind the kiwi. But that gives you not enough layers back, so I'll just go here and order and center back. That means he's gone behind the classroom, so I'll have to click on the classroom now and go order, center back. That's a bit better. Oh bother, I forgot about that, so I have to bring this forward a couple of layers now till it pops out in front of the whiteboard, but not in front of the kiwi. There we go. It must be that this is the whiteboard's too far forward, so we'll send that back a couple of layers till it's in behind. There we go. Okay, Bitmoji, again, just pop them on and maybe keep changing yourself as a suggestion. Okay, hopefully that gives you a lot of tips on how to be very quick at doing this eventually, once you practice all of these ideas. But if, as I said to you at the beginning, you then take what you've got here and put it into your today presentation. So say I was finished this, I'd just go back to here, two-finger click or Command-C, Control-C, copy that into today's classroom, ready to change, press delete, paste, and Google presentation will do two things. Do you want to link to the original slide back in the other slideshow or not? Okay, so that's these two things here. So I'll say do not link, and there's today's one in today's presentation. So this is the link that I share. This is a presentation. I'll make sure that I've got the sharing permissions all correct on. Thanks for watching. Ka kite anō. Goodbye.